Let's draw something cool today. How about that? I have a little time to kill. My puppy is getting surgery. He is doing well. He is just gonna get fixed. So he went in for it today. So now I have to wait and wait and wait and wait. So I'm just go on Pinterest. I'm gonna draw some stuff. I'm gonna play some music, and you guys enjoy just chilling with me. We gotta kill up until like 4 hours. So how about we do a challenge? How about we do a challenge? So challenge time. So what type of challenge do you guys want to see? I'm gonna take suggestions right now. What would you guys like me to draw a shit ton of? Like a lot. You guys want me to draw bodies, heads, poses, facial expressions? What is it? What do you guys want? I'm gonna draw like in 2 hours worth of things. Faces, heads, derpy dragons. That one sounds pretty funny. Action poses, faces, dynamic poses. So poses or faces? Poses or heads? That's going to be essentially between those two, poses or heads. Ooh, this is set the head. Ha ha ha. Okay, so how about we just do a little bit of both? How about we do some poses and we do heads? So heads and poses. Okay? How about that? There you go. And then I'll add extra stuff like tactical gear and stuff like that on top of the poses and stuff like that with clothing and stuff. So I'll just draw some fun stuff. Okay, so if you guys feel like sticking around for the lesson, I'm going to be here for like 2 hours today. 2 hours. I'm going to be putting music, so I'm going to play music. I'm going to be drawing a lot of heads and poses, and I'm going to be using two techniques, okay? I'm going to be using mostly the box technique for the heads, and I'm going to be using the egg and a circle for the bodies. Okay, so those are the two techniques that I'm going to be using for every pose and every face that I draw. That way I don't have to go back and explain it to everybody how to do it. You guys can see roughly how this works. Okay, so we're gonna be using these two techniques. We're gonna be using overlapping shapes. We're gonna be using perspective. We're gonna be using a lot of elements such as asymmetric perspective and not horizon perspective. It's a very, very interesting thing. If you guys don't know the difference, I'll explain it real fast. Isometric perspective is that same shape, and then you just connect the edges. Horizon perspective is when you start tapering it down to get to an endpoint because of a focal point. You don't use this type of perspective for your characters. Why? Because we're not buildings. We don't have that much depth. We just don't. Like, we don't need to taper something to be able to show horizons and stuff like that because we don't really have that much depth in our heads. When we're drawing characters and stuff like that, doing that tapering is going to affect you a lot worse than you think. It's just going to make things hard, right? Especially when you're drawing 3/4 and stuff like that. Having that little taper is going to mess you up because your eyes, for example, are not different sizes. They're the same size. They're just separated. Okay? So little things like that. Little things like that fix your drawings. If you have this situation going on, well, one eye is going to be smaller than the other, and then this is crooked. You fix it by drawing it the same size. Isometric perspective as opposed to horizon perspective. Or I don't know how people call it, but that's what I call it. All right, so now we're gonna start playing some music and we're gonna just draw. And I'm just gonna draw things that I see on Pinterest. I'm gonna take inspiration. I'm not gonna copy. I'm just gonna use that. Like if I see a girl with hair, let's see, we see that girl, right? Okay, so that girl will just give me an idea for a girl with a hat. I'm not trying to replicate, I'm trying to understand and be able to make my own version of that, thus a reference, not a replica. Okay? I'm trying to use it as a reference, not as a copy. So that is essentially how I use references. You just use it to get an idea, and then you just make your own version of that as well as you can. And that, my friends, is how you use references. You don't copy everything that the person does. That is stealing. Now, if you guys plan on staying for the lesson, make sure to hit that like button. Let's get to 100,000 likes. How about that? Let's celebrate my 15th video going over 1 million views. So there's another video on Instagram that it's at 1.3 million views. That one's pretty fun. There's like a couple others that went into the 2 million, 2.3 million, stuff like that. So I have like about 15 viral videos that have gotten me to about 240 something thousand followers. That's on Instagram. Here I'm at like 350. And on YouTube, I'm at 85. I have a lot. Hours, I need more hours with you. We spend the weekend getting even. We spend the late nights making things right between us. Let's start. Now it's all good, babe, and I would, babe, let me go. It's girls like you, not guys like me, come out, I come through. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Girls like you, love on yeah, me too. I want when I come through. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need a girl like you. I spent last night on the last flight to you. Boom, 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 boom. We took a whole day, trying to get away, yeah. Ooh. We spent the daylight trying to make things right between us. And now it's all good, baby. But that would, baby, let me go. This girl's like you, but guys like me. Sundown when I come through. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Girls like you, love on yeah, me too. I want when I come through. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Baby, it's 6:45. Baby, I'm barely alive. Baby, you're taking my shit for the last time. Yeah. Maybe you know that I'm drunk. Maybe you know that I'm the one. Maybe I'm thinking it's better if you drive. 'Cause girls like you, come out, guys like me. Sundown when I come through. I need a girl like you, yeah.
Not too long ago, I was dancing with dollars. No, it's really real if I let you meet my mama. You don't want a girl like me, I'm too crazy. But every other girl you meet is too gazy. I'm sure them other girls were nice enough, but you need someone to spice it think you want white horses and cat. I need you right here, cause every time you fall, I play with this kitty like you're river to the top.
I don't know why people insist on trying to do the whole live thing. I don't really do it because you guys just kind of waste my time. And that sounds really mean, right? That sounds really mean to say, but every single time that I have taken a live thing from you guys, it's like it's never let's ask a question. It's oh, let's see if I can get attention. And it's absolutely just annoying as hell. So the reason that I don't take your guys' live request is because of that. That is exactly the reason why. No, like, not gonna lie, a sugarcoat or whatever. That's a hot one, like 7 inches from a minty sun. I hear you whisper in the words about everyone else. You stay so cool. I'm muñequita, my Spanish Harlem Mona Lisa. Yeah, my reason for reason. Step in my. And if you said this life ain't good enough, I give my world to lift you up. I can change my life to better suit your mood. You're so smooth. It's just like the ocean under the moon. It's the same as the emotion that I get from you. You got the kind of love and make it so smooth. Yeah. Give me your heart, make it real, or else forget about it. I'll tell you one thing. If you would leave it be a crying shame. In every breath, in every word, I hear your name calling me out. I'm in the fire. You hear the rhythm on the radio. You hear the turning of the world, so soft and slow, turning you round and round. And if you said this life ain't good enough, I'll give my world to lift you up. I can change my life to better suit your mood. 'Cause you're so smooth. It's just like the ocean on the moon. It's the same as the emotion that I get from you. You got the kind of love that make it so smooth. Yeah. Give me your heart, make it real, or else forget about it. It's just like the ocean under the moon. It's the same as the emotion that I get from you. You got the kind of love and make it be so smooth. Give me your heart, make it real, or else forget about it. Give me your heart, You can dance, every dance with the guy who gives you an eye, let him hold you tight. You can smile, every smile that they plan to hold your hand in the moonlight. But then forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. So darling, take the last dance for me. I know that the music's fine like sparkling wine. Go and have your fun. Laugh and sing, know that we're apart. Don't give your heart to anyone. And don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. So save the last dance for me. You know I love you so. Don't you feel it when we touch? I will never ever let you go. I love you oh so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, pair up.
You can dance, you can carry on, love that is gone, and it's time to go. He asks, if we're all alone, can he walk you home? You must tell him no. 'Cause don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. Save the last dance for me. I know that the music's fine like sparkling wine. Go and have your fun. Laugh and sing, but when we're apart, don't give your heart to anyone. But don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. So darling, save the last dance for me. Don't forget who's taking you home and whose on you're gonna be. So darling, save the last dance for me. The last dance for me. The last dance for me. The last dance, the very last dance for me.
At the table doing shots, tripping fast and then we talk slow. Come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop, and the man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And now I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead.
I'm in love with the shape of you.
Push and pull like a magnet too. Although my heart is falling too.
I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room.
Now my bed sheets smell like you. Every day discovering
Something brand new. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with your body.
your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room. And now my bed sheets smell like you. Every day's coloring something brand new. I'm in love with your body. 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 Every day's coloring something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. Come on, be my baby. Come on. 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 I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room. And now my bed sheets smell like you. Every day's coloring something brand new. I'm in love with your body. Come on, be my baby. Come on, come on, be I'm in love with your body. Come on, be my baby.
Let's see.
Come on, be I'm in love with your body. Come on, be my baby. Come on, be I'm in love with your body. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you.
No dejes para después los vuelos que puedes comprar hoy. Reserva ya en vivaerobus.com.
I do a night tutorial? Well, as you requested it, of course. I like explaining things like the eye. Hold on. Let's draw some cool ass eyes. Okay, so the eye is very interesting. The eye, it looks very complex. It looks very detailed, right? It looks very much like, oh my God, that's so much stuff. How do you even get that stuff in there? In all reality, all this is two lines that intersect each other, okay? The top line is gonna consist most of the style. The thickness, the angle, whatever you decide to do with that top line is gonna be mostly representative of the styling that you wanna create. A lot of people just leave it a little darker than the bottom line. And that's normally enough to be able to get the semblance of detail. Now, the inside part of the eye is only 3 circles. 1, 2, 3 circles. So you go 1, 2, 3 circles. Those 3 circles combined with those 2 lines give you access to an eyeball. Okay? So whenever you're drawing these, at first, you're gonna realize that sometimes one eye seems a little bit skinnier than the other, right? And that's because your nose is blocking it. Your nose blocks a little bit of that nose, and therefore you have to draw it outside of that, so it looks thinner. But in all reality, it's not. It's the same width, but it's 2 lines going over a circle. The only thing is that there's a big honker of a nose that's blocking a little bit of it. Okay? So that's why they look thinner. But it's not necessarily thinner. Now, whenever you want to get used to drawing these curves, also the other thing is that you're not drawing just 2 squiggles, right? You want to get used to thinking of these like little lines. Imagine you have a flat line and you're going to lower this little by little onto the structure, right? You end up having the ability to lay it down and feel the curvature of the shape. You want to do that on both ways, but you want to overly emphasize the top one more. By doing that and overlapping them a little bit, you have access to later on having all the little connectors that are going to take you to the other parts of the anatomy that you require. So it's not just for cartoons. No. Once you get used to this, the little overlaps you get give you access to having other parts of your anatomy. And you're not relegated to drawing just cartoony shapes. That's going to be more akin of how much you can actually study. How much can you observe, right? That is going to take a little bit of studying, a little bit of understanding, and a little bit more observation than just drawing two lines. But it gets you there and it gets you started. Okay? It gets you understanding the shape much more than drawing this. Don't do this. Don't learn like that. Even though if you do like that shape, it's just one line and then another line that intersects. Okay? If you like that type of eyes, that's perfectly fine. It's the same concept. It's only a little bit more boxy that way. Okay? These are the same thing. Eyes, like anime eyes, are the same thing. You just make a really cool design for the upper eyelid. Okay? So that's all. It's a dark line with whatever style you choose, a thin line that intersects, and whatever styling you choose for the eye. So you can go as simple as you want, right? It can be the most simplistic cartoon, just literally darkening the top line a little bit of a circle is more than enough to give you a ton of depth. And the eyes, what's in perspective? What do you mean in perspective? Do you mean like drawing them up and down? That's just doing this, dude. It's just taking a circle and then drawing little hemispheres and then getting used to the ones that go around to create those two lines. Then you darken the top one and you can draw your eyelashes. Down, it's the same thing. Okay, you get used to drawing these hemispheres and you won't be stuck not just drawing your eyes in one way doing it. One big eye and the squishy eye. Oh, you mean like when you have like the rock thing? So when you're trying to do like the rock look, the eyebrow is going to go down on one and then the eyebrow is going to go up on the other. Whatever eyelashes, whatever nose. You start always with the same shapes. Like you don't start with different size eyes or anything. It's the eyebrows and the things that overlap it that create that depth. But that actually doesn't change. And if you're wondering where to put your eyes on your face, because a lot of people don't know where to put their eyes on their face, split your shape into 3 parts and get used to drawing the middle part as most of your features, where your eye sockets, your eyes, and the top of your nose is going to be. That should be the very basic guidelines for where your eyes are supposed to go. If you draw a circle on the side, you get the side of a head. If you follow the triangle, whatever you choose for this, you have yourself your mouth. And then from there, you connect your ear to your chin. Ta-da! It ain't that hard. So make a box. This is gonna be 3 parts total, but we don't draw the bottom part yet. From here, draw a triangle and draw a teardrop to complete the shape. Now, if you wanna draw something in 3/4, just take the height of this circle and draw a little circle. The height of that box and draw a circle. Round out this shape, and now you have 3/4. Don't try to match the eye. Just have to draw the same eye. Don't make it smaller, don't make it bigger. It's not any smaller or bigger because we are not buildings. We don't have that depth. Again, like I said, our heads, even if we are like completely profile, we don't have that taper. We just don't. That's what throws off so many people. We just don't have it. We don't have a taper to our geometry. We don't. When you have a little bit of knowledge about isometric perspective, it makes it a little bit easier to understand how all these things work. So understanding that you can take any box you make, any box, and then split it in 4, and you can choose which side is gonna be the head. You want it that direction? Cool. No, you want it this one? Okay. Oh, you want it to be this one over here? Which way do you want your face to look? So you don't have to complicate it at all. You don't have to make like it be incredibly hard. It literally all comes and stems from a box or a cube. Okay? Split the side that you want your face on into 4, draw 2 circles, and that's your eye sockets. This little triangle that develops is gonna give you your nose bridge. The middle of that nose bridge is where the middle of your eyeball is. Your eyelid changes that. Right? Your eyelid is not your eye. Your eyeball is your eye. The eyelid is just how much of that eye you see. So that changes, that shifts. So you don't use that as a measurement. Anything that moves, anything that shifts is not used as a measurement. For example, on the hand, you don't use fingers as your measurement, right? At all, because your fingers move, they shift. So you never have them in the same place. Don't use these as measurements because these are flexible. These go in a bunch of different places. They can go each one in a different direction and it's perfectly okay, right? So we don't use that. So whenever we're measuring bodies, for example, your arm, right? When your arm, you have your shoulder, you have your bicep, you have a little gap in between your bicep and your elbow, and then you have your tricep in the back. When you're trying to measure this against your palm, against your other part of your arm, like your forearm and stuff, you do it up until your knuckles in your hand. And that's about even. You don't do it to the end of your fingertips or anything, any measurement like that, you don't do it. Anything that moves, you don't use it as a measurement. Because it's not gonna be the same in every single time that you draw it. So you don't do that. So this is one measurement. Another measurement is from the length of your arm tends to be the length of your rib cage, the first part of your arm. And then from there, you draw a compass and you can draw the other side. And then this little circle gives you access to your head. The compass circle, depending on the size of it, is gonna give you different width necks. Okay? So you get to choose how buff your character is or how skinny your character is. At any given point, you can change any of these proportions too. It's kind of cool. Let's play some more music though.
¿Pelo frágil y opaco? Refuérzalo desde la raíz. Nuevo Garnier Fructis Probióticos Fuerza.
Anyways, let's go back to our lessons.
Eficacia comprobada. Pelo 10 veces más
I've been drawing
desde la raíz.
cooler
Nuevo
stuff.
Fructis Probióticos Fuerza. De Garnier, naturalmente.
Las compras online conllevan amenazas digitales, así que active NordVPN. Evite los sitios web de phishing y encripte su tráfico.
Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance neath the cover of October skies. And all the leaves on the trees are falling to the sound of the breezes that blow. And I'm trying to please to the calling of your heartstrings that play soft and low. And all the night's magic seems to whisper and hush. And all the soft moonlight seems to shine in your blush. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love? Well, I wanna make love to you tonight. I can't wait till the morning has come. And I know that the time is just right. And straight into my arms you will run. And in the arm my heart will be waiting to make sure that you're never alone. Then the dreams will come true, dear. Then I will make you my own. Anytime I touch you, you just tremble inside. And I know how much you want me that you can't hide. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love?
Well,
I wanna make love to you tonight. I can't wait till the morning has come. And I know that the time is just right. And straight into my arms you will run. And in your arm I will be waiting to make sure that you're never alone. Then my dreams will come true, dear. Then I will make you my own. Anytime I touch you, you just tremble inside. And I know how much you like me that you can hide. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love? Can I just have one You know anywhere? Do you know anywhere good to learn clothes? I struggle with it. Let's draw some clothes then. Let's just draw some clothes and I'll help you out. Okay? Just pay attention to what I do, okay? We're gonna use a thing called parallel volume. Parallel volume is parallel because you're essentially just gonna be taking whatever perspective or volume you already have for your structure. Let's say your anatomy that you've drawn, right? We're gonna take that, we're gonna find little circles inside that give us the perspective of our shape. And then we're gonna make these a little bigger and connect them back to a base. Okay? We're gonna make them a little bigger and then connect them back to the base, providing a little negative space. And then with a little creativity, you can have clothing. You can use this to draw just guidelines so that you can draw different colors and stuff like that if you want. You can use parallel volume whenever it starts. Let's say that we have like an arm, right? And that arm is bending and you have a bunch of wrinkles on your clothing. Okay, so let's say that you have this guy, he's talking, he's being Mr. Know-It-All, he has his collar flipped up, and he has a long sleeve shirt. So we're gonna draw a couple circles right here to cuff the hand. Let's give him a ring, little pinky ring. He's an arrogant son of a bitch. And draw him head. Blah, 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 blah. Crypto this, crypto that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we have Mr. Crypto Dude here. And then here, whenever we come onto the arm, this is normally the wrinkly part, right? This is where we end up getting a bunch of creases and stuff, also here. But right here, it's easier to figure it out because all you have to do is find your cylinder that creates your hand and then draw circles that are going to go down it. Now, these don't overlap really at this point. But the moment that you decide to give them a little bit more height, because you're drawing clothing, you end up with these little overlapping shapes. Those little overlapping shapes can very easily just be your wrinkles. Right? And then when the arm, the seams for the body go alongside the middle of your shirt. Most of the time, it's at the edge wherever your arm is. So that tends to lead to a couple different little lines that pull from there. Okay? So when you're drawing clothing and you want to create wrinkles, first draw your base shape, figure out your perspective lines, and then increase the volume of those perspective lines, and then you get to choose which one of these lines you use for volume. And it can be as wrinkly as you want. It could be as clean as you want up until like the top, you know, so you can do just the bottoms that are wrinkly. Depends on what type of styles you want to go for clothing and stuff like that, you know? So this is going to be fun for you because you get to essentially play like soft serve ice cream on your characters. Once you have your base, then you just get to choose what type of like squishiness goes around them. If you want it super baggy, if you want crop tops, belly button, you know, whatever you end up deciding, it's going to be a lot easier for you to do it if you just end up doing what parallel volume is. And again, it's just by whenever you find your cylinders or your spheres or whatever that make up your body, right? Your arms, your hands, everything. When you find these volume lines, then all you have to do is draw a circle around them. This is going to give you the circumference of it, make this a little bigger, and then connect it back. And then you have yourself things like clothing. Even from different angles. And let's say that you already know how to draw. You already know how to draw your characters, but you don't want to do this shit, okay? Let's say that you have your character and you're like, I already have my style, Rod. I just want to give it clothing. So I'm like, cool. Let's do that. You have your character that is half horse leg, half human leg. Okay? They call him cowboy. He is half cow, half boy. There you go. So we have Moo Boy. Let's say that you just wanted to give Moo Boy some clothing, but you don't really like drawing like Rod draws. Okay? So you just like doing like that. Cool. If you don't like drawing like me, that's fine. Just, if you want to draw clothing, connect two sides of your drawing with a circle. Magically, that gives you perspective, right? You can continue those circles in any way that you want to be able to draw clothing on your shape. You don't have to draw like me, but learning the knowledge is very important, right? Learning how you can draw things on your characters and stuff like that is very important. So it doesn't matter if it's a little blobby of a character, like a little panda or something, right? If I want to give this guy clothing, all I got to do is draw a circle around him, and now he has a belly button or some pants. If you learn to draw through your shapes, you're going to have a lot more fun with your drawings because you're not going to feel like you're stuck drawing the same poses all the time. How do you draw a face in every direction? Learn to draw a box. Right? And then you get to choose which side your face is on. Which side do you want to draw your face on? Now you want to draw it in the back side? Okay, cool. Draw a box, draw through your shape, draw a box here, and now you have a head right there. Congratulations! You have discovered the secret to drawing things in different perspectives. Any tips on pressing too hard? Maybe the way you hold the pencil. I don't use pencil. I just don't use pencil because I break pencils all the time. There's a quadrillion ways to divide your shapes. There's a million different ways that you guys can see things. You don't have to do it the way that I do it, but the way that I do it is easy. The way that I figure shit out, it makes sense. Okay? When you learn from somebody that struggled just as much as you did, he doesn't want you to struggle as much. So if you want to draw pinups, this is the ratio. Right? If you want to draw any face in general, you could just do it like that. You can just take the front part of the front of it and then draw the rest in there. You don't have to draw things in a specific way, okay, at all. If you would like more mathematical approaches, try this. Change the way that those lines work, and then you're going to have an infinite amount of characters. Infinite, because these shapes can change in every way, shape, or form. Okay? Being consistent is going to keep your characters looking the same. If you're not consistent with your shapes, aka you don't spend time drawing boxes, you don't spend time drawing circles, to keep consistency. If you don't do these type of exercises, you're never going to be really consistent, ever. You're going to draw circles like this once, and you're going to draw circles like this once, and you're going to wonder, why doesn't it look the same? I'm doing the same thing. Why doesn't it look the same? They're like, because you're not drawing the same shape. That simple. It's that simple. You change a tiny bit of it, it's going to change the character. If you don't do it consistently and you don't practice it enough, well, guess what? You don't get to do that. Just don't. I know it sounds shitty, but if you don't put the work in, you don't get to enjoy the benefits. It's that simple. Like there's people like me that can draw absolutely anything out of their brain, and it seems unfair, right? Because some people are like, oh, I am so creative. I can do this too. If only this, if only that, if only I had the skill, if only I had the... You have the skills. I don't draw any better than any of you. I just have more knowledge in me. I just have more understanding of how things work than you. That's the only difference between me and you is knowledge. Okay? I'm not any better. I'm not more skilled than most of you. I just know more. And that is the difference that makes a huge difference in every single aspect. If you know more, you're more confident. If you know more, you're not going to be scared to push yourself. And if you push yourself, then you learn more. And the more you push yourself, the more you understand. And the more you learn, the more that proceeds. And it's kind of like a cascading effect. Okay? You have to learn the basics before you continue on. Otherwise, you're going to struggle your whole life. And even if it takes going back to your basics 10 years, 20 years down the line, you're going to have to do it if you want to progress. So you might have to relearn a lot of the stuff that you think you know, but you really don't. Because someone taught you really, really badly or really wrong or just not efficiently enough when you were younger and you hated it. And now, since you hated it, you built resentment towards perspective and stuff like that, right? Maybe you're like, I don't want to draw buildings, Rod. But don't you want to ever tell a story with a building in it? Don't you ever want to be able to just draw a little scene where you're walking down the street or something and just like chilling, maybe the sun out? You don't want to be able to just sketch stuff like this really easy? I mean, if you don't, then of course, hey, more power to you, man. But you know what? Art in itself is all about storytelling. It's all about storytelling. And if you're not able to tell your stories to 100% efficiency, then what are you doing? What are you doing to spending your time? What is better than getting better at something that you are not? It takes time to acquire knowledge, and some people aren't willing to take the time. Yeah. No, what a lot of people do is then they end up borrowing the skills of other people. What do I mean by that? Well, when you sit down and just copy other people's art and then you retain a tiny bit of their knowledge, right? You retain a tiny bit of what they've done. You're not really learning that. You're learning how someone else found the cheat. You're not learning how that body part works. You're learning how someone found a way around it. How someone stylized it, how someone found a way to make it their own. You're not making any progress by doing that and then just copying people's art. I know it sucks to hear that, right? It sucks. Because we wanted to be like, oh, well, I just want to copy Scotty Young, all stuff, and then I'll be good. I'm like, no, the reason that he's good is because he took all the knowledge that he had and then he applied it to simplifying anatomy to a way that made sense to him. That made it appealing and replicatable by him. If you try to replicate somebody else's thunder, you're not going to get any thunder. You're just going to get... Can't make lemonade without lemons. I mean, you can, but the powdered ones suck. Don't be powdered lemonade. That's essentially it. Just don't be powdered lemonade. My brain doesn't work with perspective and stuff. Yeah, it does. I promise you it does. Okay, first of all, the first thing you're making a mistake in is telling yourself you don't know or you can't do it, right? That is the first mistake you're doing. Putting that limitation in your brain, because it's not impossible to learn and that's not really hard. But you telling yourself it's impossible and your brain doesn't understand it, and your brain doesn't get it, that makes it impossible. That makes it an impossibility. It's not anything else other than you telling yourself you can't do it. It's Tombos. These are really good pens, though. So let me show you how you start using perspective for anatomy. Okay? You start with a circle. And then you draw a circle inside. Once you master drawing a circle inside a circle, you can use the guideline to be able to draw your faces or whatever body part in different positions. Practice this at this stage. Practice drawing faces in all sorts of directions with these guidelines. Don't do them harder than this if this is hard for you. If you cannot do this going around your shape, do not progress from this point. Do not move forward until you're able to do this in every single shape, wave, form, direction, or way. This is the core. This is like, you know, like the little golden memories in Inside Out? This is one of them. This is your core foundation of every perspective you'll ever draw. Once you do this, you can practice cylinders by drawing 2 circles and connecting them together. If you connect more than one, you create a system. 3 is going to be the magical number. 3 is going to be the ones that you use for your hands, for your arms, and mostly for your fingers too, even though the fingers do have a third one right there. Okay? So they have a fourth one. But because you have more bendies. But this teaches you depth. Circle, bigger circle, connect the edges. Magically, it looks like it's coming towards me. Ha! Overlap it, connect it, and oh my God, look at that. It's coming towards me. Do the same thing, make it smaller. It's gonna look like it's going away from me. Overlap it, you get foreshortening. See what I mean? These 2 exercises will eventually lead you to be able to draw your bodies in different positions. Now, adding more elements like different levels of detail to the face is gonna be a reset button. Every time that you wanna add a new level of detail, right? Let's say you wanna add a nose and a mouth. Every time that you get to a new level of detail, you repeat the exact same thing in every perspective, every angle, everything. If you're able to do this, then you have successfully learned how to draw that body part. The next thing you do, you add a different body part, and you see how that works on every single pose. Up, down, left, right, everything, okay? You start doing this immediately as you learn, and then you won't have to reset later on. If you start doing this when you begin, you don't have to worry about unlearning and relearning a million times. You just do it once. But so many people skip this. They skip this. They just go, oh, I don't want to fucking do it. They go, oh, I just like to draw my eyes. I'm like, okay, can I teach you how to draw that? Nah, that's fine. I just like drawing them like that. That's my style. And then later on, they're like, oh, I got success with my art, but I can't draw for shit. Well, I don't feel like teaching you anymore. You know, like that's pretty much it. That, like I'm happy to give the knowledge, but the moment that you tell me you don't want to get better is the moment that I just lose faith in you. And I'm like, nah, you know what? Go away from me. I'm not going to try to convince you that you need to learn things that are essential to you. I can explain it to you. I can give you everything, including all the stuff and knowledge that you need to be able to do it so that you could, yes, draw your little square eyes, but do it accurately. Right? You can draw all the shape eyes you want and do everything you want once you have knowledge. Knowledge is absolutely everything. Okay? If you don't have that, you don't have the ability to draw freely. You're limiting yourself horribly, and a lot of the times it's voluntarily. Right? It's voluntarily. You guys are keeping yourselves ignorant voluntarily. because something is annoying, something's boring, something's weird. I don't want to draw cars. I don't want to draw this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. You know, you don't want to do it because you probably suck at it a little bit. And that's fine. Everybody does at first. Everything sucks for everybody at first. Nobody knows how to draw a car, a wheel, a tire, anything at first. Nobody does. But you know what? After like the 10th car that you look at, you're going to start seeing that repeating pattern of things. You're going to start seeing, oh, that this does that. And little by little, just like we learned that we have 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth, we end up learning, oh, they have side mirrors. They have front mirrors. They have lights in the back. When we learn eyebrows and ears, oh, that's just the windows and the angles and the hood. When you learn about details like eyes and, I don't know, teeth, that is just the inside details of your car, aka the seats, the windows, whatever, an iPad holder, little rearview mirror, the other mirror, whatever. Okay? The moment that you realize that learning how to draw anything is just a matter of time and observation, you're going to stop thinking that it's a hard thing at all. Like, you have to stop thinking there's limitations to what you can learn or what you should learn. Because your goal, if you are one of my people, most of my people are trying to do this as a career. They're not trying to do this as a hobby. They're trying to do this for a living. Right? And when you're trying to do this for a living, it's kind of like telling a plumber, I can teach you something that's going to make you a lot more money and successful. All you have to do is learn this. And then they're like, nah, I don't want to. Nah, I have my way. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be more I don't want to be more better. I don't want to. Nah, that's fine. Don't teach me. Like, that's what I hear. And so it's just insane. It's just like weird that people just won't take a little bit of time to understand something enough so that they can actually be able to manipulate it and have fun with it. Instead of always thinking of something as an incredible, like, daunting task that you have to always think that it's impossible. And don't get me wrong, that happens a lot. So many people think that. Like, oh, I don't want to draw portraits because they look hard. Portraits are math. Portraits are just a mathematical equation and just observation. If you want to get hyperrealism, a lot of it is math. It really is. It really is a lot more math than you guys think. Like, getting the proper proportions for most people just comes into like finding ratios and stuff like that are going to proportion a person being either a certain race, a certain ethnicity, different angles of your eye will change that, different noses will change that, different facial hair will change that. You know, the different sizes of your head will differentiate a person from like fitness level. So it's not just ethnicity, it's fitness level, it's like personalized look, style, stuff like that. So you have to learn to be so observant with everything around you. Not just things like characters. Not things like eyes, hands, everything. You need to look at plants. You need to look at trees. You need to look at everything around you. And that is the biggest tip that I can give you. Like, if you don't do this sort of stuff, you don't focus on studying everything that you draw, you'll never be able to draw from memory like the people that you really love. Because people like me spend hours and hours doing this. And I love it. I never see it as a task. I never see it as a chore. I never see it as anything other than just pure, amazingly enjoyment. I can sit anywhere in the grocery store, anywhere, and just sit there and sketch and then just look at people around me, even if it's just something insignificant as a shoebox. I know how to draw a shoebox because I've sat there and drawn a quadrillion shoeboxes. So I know it sounds dumb and silly, but little tiny things like that are what differentiate an illustrator that is experienced from a person that doesn't get picked for a job or a commission. And I'm trying to give you guys the edge here. Trying to give you guys an idea of what normally you have to go against. You have to go against people like me. Like, I don't go into the workforce anymore because I just don't really like working for other people. Like, people that reach out to me, I do commissions for sometimes, but I very rarely take anything like that anymore. So, but when I was like one of those hardworking people that just wanted to be the best employee ever, right? I was a beast. I would just come in and take over entire art departments and then just do it so nonchalantly. Like, my skill in production would be so above most other people that they would be like, "Aw, stop doing it, Rod." And I would just happily ride the wave until either they got rid of the people that were lazy, or I just got bored and I moved on to something else. So I was like, wee, goodbye, motherfuckers. See ya. Because I didn't like staying in the same place too long because I never saw myself as an employee. I always saw myself as somebody that was going to build his own thing, right? So to me, it's irrelevant if I become the employee of the year. It's irrelevant to me. I never cared. I just wanted to learn, take all the knowledge that I needed from that job, right? Beep, 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 beep. Understand everything that I needed that could be useful for my own purposes, and then bounce to another place that will teach me something else, and something else, and something else, and something else. And eventually, I got all the knowledge that I needed to be able to finally feel confident enough to pursue my own path, right? And that was the goal. The goal was to feel confident enough that you can feel like you can actually achieve this. And that's what that did for me. All my initial years working for other people wasn't there for me to retire in those places. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I never thought that I would ever retire at a place. Never. One bit. I think somebody's knocking on my door. Hold on. No se callaba, no estoy echando en huevos. Sí, eso de estar echándome multas y todo eso. O sea, no entiendo por qué me están echando multas a mí. Ajá. En realidad no entiendo eso. Porque yo tengo aquí que dejar constantemente no se están viendo. Están arriba y están cayendo aquí. No me ven a mí quejándome. anterior o el día anterior a ese, ni siquiera estaba aquí yo. O sea que no pudo haber sido muy. O sea que no sé qué quieran hacer con eso. Pero esto yo no lo voy a pagar porque esto, no sé ni un mérito mío. Yo ni siquiera estaba aquí. O sea que habla con las personas que lo hizo, pero esto no se va a pagar. O sea, en absoluto. Si quieres, trae un abogado otra vez para que empiecen al procedimiento de decirme por qué me estaba tratando de montar por varias cosas que ni siquiera necesitan hacer. Como sacar a mi perrito, se olvidan de jugar con él en el área de perros. Ese güey está ahí con su cámara de mano constantemente. Eso no está bien. Y ahora empieza con acusándome de cosas que ni siquiera estoy haciendo. Eso no se va. Ya lo voy a llamar. ¿Sí? Ah, bueno. Muchas gracias. Y avísenme de eso, por favor, porque en realidad eso no se va a pagar. En realidad, pendejadas están nada más personas, pero están bien en el edificio, hay personas arriba, abajo, todo. O sea, si me van a estar diciendo, que me vengan a identificar que yo soy el problema antes de estar mandando un mano. Porque esto no se va a pagar y en realidad les traigo un abogado antes de pagar. Sí, por favor. I'm still streaming. Yeah, you guys got to see me be mean to people. I made a poll. If you could simplify animals, cool. Let's do that. You have no idea how much I hate the management in my place. Like, this motherfucker just keeps on harassing me and my dog. Like, he will, like, take pictures of me while I go walk him and, like, train him and stuff like that because I need to train him off the leash at some point. And he's constantly fucking harassing me. So I'm tired of it. I'm going to start involving a lawyer and just fucking, like, his life up. Like, it's, like, they really do not understand who they're messing with. Like, I'm not a person that does many mean things to people. But when someone pushes me, I'm a very creative and a very, very petty person. So it's like, you push me past a certain point, it's just not a point of no return. And honestly, this motherfucker is like pushing the limits of that. So I'm going to literally just make his life like just hell in general. I'm just going to make his life hell. If you guys want to learn how to draw animals are going to be a lot about reference, right? But most animals can be done with a beanbag. So if you get this little tiny shape, right, like this, which is just two circles overlapping each other, right? If you learn how to do that, then all you need to learn is head, body. So one is going to be your head, The other one's going to be your body. Then you get to choose what type of animal you want to make. I like drawing red pandas. So nice big ears, big fluffy side of the head, and a little tiny snout. By doing that, little tiny ears close to my face, little tiny markings, and I can make little tiny niblets for my legs and feet. So I don't have to overcomplicate anything. The actual concept of the animal, it's going to be more about just the markings and the reference points. And whatever other things like tails and stuff like that that they might have. Before I clean again. There's a fucking barrier. That's fine. Let's get some towels for that. That's fine. All right. So, let's say that you want to draw something like a platypus. Head. That's the other animal I like drawing a lot. And then you draw the little paws. Again, a little tail. And a little mouth. Draw a fedora. Oh, that's a cabbie hat. That's not a fedora hat. I don't think so. So yeah, understanding the beanbag shape can help you draw most animals in a very cute and derpy way. Doesn't matter if they're really big. Or if they're really small. The beanbag itself is very easy to manipulate to be able to draw pretty much any characters you might want to draw. Even if it is our creepy collies. Or something akin of like a bird. You have the ability to draw pretty much every single animal you want from these little beanbag shapes. If you extend them, you have access to drawing things like giraffes. Long beanbags give you access to long legs. Right? So understanding just the beanbag shape can help you out a lot. Even things like whales and orcas. Things that you might not think could be used as a beanbag. You'd be surprised. Can I draw a mammoth? Yeah. The mammoth is more of a reverse beanbag. And then let's make them all vicious and stuff. Trample. Looks like a wild boar. Maybe longer legs. I think it's just the animal, like the size of how I drew him. And then someone riding him. Yeehaw! Let's go! Is there more direct line of contact to you? You know what? I don't provide it. I don't provide a direct line of contact unless I am interested in your projects. So you have to appeal to me before that. I have very limited time. Right? So if you are a person that wants to be taught by me, I need you to please contact me and tell me everything and why you want to learn how to draw and stuff like that. You know, I don't normally do much charging for people that I teach. If I see that you are a person that's dedicated, I will gladly give you advice and guidance. And I will just do that as long as you require it. But very few people ever show that dedication. Very few people. Very, very few. Like, you would be amazed at how little people are willing to put in the time. Because they have families, because they have some other priority, right? There's always going to be something else. There's always going to be something else. The thing is, it's like, how badly do you want it? Right? How badly do you want to be an artist? That are you willing to give up your weekends? Are you willing to give up your free time so that you can catch up on your skills? Are you willing to do a lot of things that, you know, it takes time? More than anything, it's just time. And the willingness to keep on giving that time, which is really, really difficult for most people. Because after like the first week, they're like, oh, cool, that first week was intense. And then I'm like, oh, dude, that's the easy shit. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. If you thought, no. Now, let me give you an idea of what you're expected. Because free knowledge is free, but it comes with your time. Right? I want to see you succeed. But I want to see you succeed, and I want to see you actually dedicate yourself to this. So that's why I don't really take on many people. Okay? I just don't. Because you have to, and if you want to see things the way that I do it, you have to apply yourself in a specific way. And if that doesn't come with daily habits, daily like ways of like training yourself, taking care of yourself and stuff like that, if you don't do that sort of stuff, you can't learn the way that I teach directly. Because I obsess over things. Okay, I obsess over things. I don't just like drawing. Me saying that I like drawing is such an understatement that it's kind of comical. Right? I need drawing. I need it. I don't know why. And I don't understand at what point in my life it became such a necessity. But it is. And now it is, and it's something that I just have learned to accept. I will draw for the entirety of the rest of my life if I can. And in the moment that I can't draw, I'm going to teach permanently. And the moment that I can't teach, that's the moment that I call it quits. Because I don't see much value in my life if I can't have access to my creativity. I really don't. And I've come to learn to accept that and be perfectly okay with that, like general way of thinking. But that just also makes it so I have a finite amount of time to be able to get either that knowledge out that I want or to get to that level of drawing that I want to master. So everything comes with time, and you have to set your priorities. And if you're not starting now, if you don't start now, when? When are you going to start it? When? 5 years from now? 10 years from now? After Christmas? After that trip? After that one thing? Or after that other thing? Or after that third thing that hasn't come up yet? When do you get to start? When do you get to start being proud of yourself for following what you've always wanted to do? So I'll just leave it up to you guys in that sense, you know? It's a lot of the times, a lot of the priorities come along with the benefits of those, you know, dedicated hours. And if you don't spend time doing things, you're never going to get the results. You never will. It's just an impossible thing. The only way to get better in art is by doing art. And the only way to get better by doing art is to be analytical and understand when we make mistakes. A lot of us aren't willing to think that we make mistakes. A lot of us are willing to just have this weird, silly notion that there is no wrong way of doing art. And maybe when you're a hobbyist, you can think like that. When you're a hobbyist, yeah, of course, yeah, everybody can do art. Everybody should do art. Everybody should have their blah, 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 blah. But when you're trying to be a professional, that's not the point. That's not the case. When you're trying to be a professional, what you have to aim to be able to do is either production art, if you're going to be a person that works in like toys or printing or anything like that, you need to do professional level production art, which means that you have to learn every digital program, every digital process, screen printing, and DPIs, PPIs, everything like that, okay? All that stuff is going to be required, an absolute necessity. If you ever want to make your own clothing line, you want to make your own magazine, you want to make anything like that, and you don't know that shit, that's what you need to learn. If you, on the other hand, are just trying to improve your drawing, you're never going to get anywhere if you don't practice your basic perspective and volume. Understanding perspective and volume are two of the most important things that you can possibly ever learn. These are your foundations. Okay? This is your foundational work. Learning overlapping lines, learning contrast, learning how to generate depth, how to make things look like they're going away from you, how to make things look like they're coming towards you. All right? All those things, all those elements, all these basics, all this is what nobody really practices. And then they wonder why they can't draw a face looking up. They're like, oh, I don't know how to draw a face looking up at all. I don't know how to rotate my face. Like, the thing is, the most likely scenario is that they won't even be able to rotate a happy face if I ask them to. Right? If I asked them to just draw a happy face going around the shape, most of the people that see things like that would not be able to do that. And as a person that, you know, like emphasizes knowledge over style, I like to make sure that, you know, everyone that watches me can do that little test and see if they actually understand how perspective works. How far into detail can you go with just your eyes going in different directions? Where is that limitation? At what point do you not know how to draw it? Right? At what point do you not understand, and then you make a note of that? Then you try and you do your best to be able to take the closest thing you can do, right? Let's say that this is the closest you can do, but not this. And slowly you move the elements up like if it was an animation. Little by little, you revert back to what you can do, and then you just slowly adjust your brain. So if you can do this, right, like a little head, like this, but you can't tilt it, all you have to do is add a little depth on the bottom. Tilt the head a little bit. So going from a very basic profile to something with depth is just about giving a surface. You don't have to overthink it. Okay? Draw your head. And then if you need to tilt it up, just move all the lines a little bit to the right. And then give it a surface. En español. Ok, si quieres aprender a dibujar tus ojos mejor, tienes que aprender a dibujarlos en una esfera. Tienes que poner un círculo adentro para que él divida esto en la parte de enfrente y la parte de atrás. Y luego trata de dibujar tus ojos yendo alrededor de toda tu esfera. En algún momento vas a ver que no vas a poder hacerlo. Y ese momento es en el que tienes que estudiar. ¿Okay? Cuando no puedas hacerlo en un momento, digamos que en esto ya no te sale bien. Tienes que irte a la parte más cercana en la que sí puedas hacerlo y lentamente bajas todos los elementos hasta que llegas al punto que tú quieras llegar. Y así aprendes poco a poco a dibujar cosas en diferentes perspectivas. Okay. So yeah, I'm Mexican, so I can speak Spanish perfectly well. Let's see, hold on. I am... Oh. Yeah, I'm just waiting for Mustache. They are doing his operation for his to get fixed, so he's not marking all over the place. And I'm just waiting for them to let me know how to pick him up. That he came out of the surgery fine and all that stuff. I get all nervous. I'm a little bye. He's my little friend. He's the only one that keeps me company for 99% of the time. So I hope he's doing good. And if anything happens to him, I'm going to John Wick the shit out of everybody. You guys might never see me again. No joke. I don't know what I would do. I'm definitely going to not think of that. Because otherwise, I'm just going to give myself anxiety. Yeah, he should be fine. All the panels for the anesthesia came out fine. All that stuff came out fine. He should be okay. I'm just a paranoid freak. Rod gone wild. So that is from that. I think I have a weird reaction to my desk. It's interesting. I will learn English so I can understand you. All right, so let's see. Let's play some more music. Actually, nah, I don't feel like music. What do we want to play? Let's see. We're going to try something different. We're not going to play music. We're going to play some sort of other video. Let's see. What should we play? Yeah. What can I play? Music to work active. Okay, let's see. What is that? I wonder about posing. When is it too much for a pose? What do you mean? Like poses can be as simple or as complicated as you want them to be. You can make them off of a little circle and get a ton of dynamic movement from this. Right? You can have a ton of movement just from a little circle thing. Right? That is not something that's going to stop you. Like you can draw them simple and draw them really dynamic and be perfectly okay with having you can have all the dynamic movement you want from very simple shapes. You don't need to have incredibly detailed drawings to be able to have anatomy and posing right. But if you want to get better, understanding your muscle structures and how that works, and how your hips, for example, tilting, create different poses, is really, really useful. Right? The more you learn to segment your body, the more you're going to be able to learn how to pose things. And the more you're less afraid you are to draw over your own shapes, the more cool your poses are going to be. Because the moment that you unlock the draw-through ability, then there's nothing stopping you. Right? Once you learn to draw through your shapes, it's really hard not to get really cool drawings. So even if you were going to be using this for like life drawing and stuff like that, all this stuff translates to every aspect of your drawing process. Every aspect of your drawing process relies on volume. So if you go to life drawing class after learning this stuff, you're going to laugh at how little it takes for you to draw these things. So I'm doing this with a pen, but if I had pencil or whatever, it'd be even easier. I'll draw myself drawing. Can I show an owl? Okay, enough of this elevator music. I gotta get in the happy mood again. The people from the fucking building place like just annoy the shit out of me so much. Love is for the way you look at me. Oh, it's for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. It's even more than anyone that you adore, and love is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E, it's even more than anyone that you adore, and love is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you.
Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you.
Para evitar las amenazas digitales, active NordVPN. Mejore su protección contra trackers, sitios web maliciosos y descargas de malware. Consiga ya la oferta.
You leave my puppy alone.
¿Algo de tomar?
Jarritos. Obvio de tamarindo.
El mero bueno.
Mucho jarritos tutti frutti.
Ey, espere. Jarritos mandarina 100%.
Es bueno, pero el mejor es piña.
Jarritos, el sabor de todos. Ahora nuevo sabor fresa.
Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me. My lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing. Somewhere beyond the sea, he's there watching for me. I could fly like birds up high and straight to her arms I'd go sailing. It's far beyond the stars, it's near beyond the moon. I know beyond the doubt my heart will lead me there soon. We'll meet beyond the shore, no kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I'd go sailing. beyond the doubt. My heart will lead me there soon. We'll meet, I know we'll meet beyond the shore. We'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea. And never again I'll go sailing. No more sailing. So long sailing. Bye-bye sailing. No more sailing.
See?
Let's see.
Better than fighting?
I can do.
Taste?
We've had a good stream so far. Never know how much I love you. Never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You're giving me fever. When you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight. Fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Sun lights up the daytime, moon lights up the night. I light up when you call my name, and you know I'm gonna treat you right. You're giving me fever. When you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight. Fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Everybody's got the fever. That is something you all know. Fever isn't such a new thing. Fever started long ago. Romeo loved Juliet. Juliet, she felt the same. When he put his arms around her, he said, Juliet, baby, you are my flame. Now give us the fever. When you kiss it, fever with thy flame in you. Fever, I'm on fire. Fever, yeah, I burn for you. Captain Smith and Pocahontas got a very mad affair. When her daddy tried to kill him, he said, Daddy, oh, don't you dare. He gives me the fever. With his kisses, fever when he holds me tight. Fever, I'm his mistress. So Daddy, won't you treat him right? Now you've listened to my story. Here's the point that I have made. Chicks are born to give you fever, be it Fahrenheit or centigrade. They give you the fever. When you kiss them, fever, they live and learn. Fever, when you sizzle, what a lovely way to burn. 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 Wait, no, that doesn't look right. It needs more space.
Algo está mal. Aquí se capta el
There you go.
¡Corre por tu vida!
¡Corre por tu vida!
Algo sucede.
A little song I wrote. You might wanna sing it note for note. Don't worry. Be happy. In every life we have some trouble. When you worry, you make it double. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy now.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry.
Be happy. Don't worry, be happy.
And now the best you lay your head. Somebody came and took your bed. Don't worry. Be happy. The landlord said your rent is late. You may have to litigate. Don't worry. Be happy.
Look at me, I'm happy.
Don't worry. Be happy.
I give you my phone number. When you worry, call me. I make you happy.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Ain't got no cash, ain't got no style. Ain't got no gal to make you smile. Don't worry. Be happy. Cause then you'll worry, your face will frown. And that will bring everybody down. So don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy now. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry.
Don't worry. Don't do it. Be happy. Put a smile on your face. Don't bring everybody down like this. Don't worry. It will soon pass, whatever it is. Don't worry.
Be happy.
I'm not worried.
What song is this?
The Unison MIDI chord pack.
Unison's MIDI chord pack.
It's
Unison's MIDI
old
chord
goodies
pack. If you don't know how to make
from the
chords,
goodie
this is it.
store.
Congratulations.
Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me. But all the stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing. Somewhere beyond the sea, he's there watching for me. If I could fly like birds up high, then straight to her arms I'd go sailing. If beyond the stars, it's near beyond the moon. I know beyond the doubt, my heart will lead me there soon. To meet beyond the shore, we'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I'd go sailing. I know we'll meet beyond the shore. We'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I go sailing. No more sailing. So long sailing. Bye-bye sailing. Swimming is needed. It's so hot.
Why I love Envato Elements? I love that I don't have to animate my own texting conversations in After Effects, because that's a lot of work. Whatever picture, sound, or graphic that I can imagine, Envato Elements has the thing to bring that vision to life and create better videos faster. Try Envato Elements now and get access to unlimited downloads of millions of creative
Let's go with this
all covered with
one.
a
Too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You feel like heaven to touch. I wanna love you so much. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.
There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are the words in the speak, but if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's me.
You're so too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Why do you care what your friend says? Do you like it? I love you, baby. It's quite alright. This is what you tell them. It's too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You feel like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. I love you, baby. It's quite alright. I need you, baby. Just to tell you the same. I love you, baby. Yeah, that's weird. It still works, but might work a little better if I don't exaggerate it this much. Nah, it's not as cool if I don't exaggerate it. Boom, boom, boom. Work on that hand.
Watch me walk away, putting myself on display. 1, 2, 3 a day. I'm on my way, on my way. I know you on tiptoes, watching my diamond afterglow. I know you wanna take me home. I'm on my way, on my way.
Do 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 do.
Pelo frágil y opaco, refuérzalo desde la raíz. Nuevo Garnier Fructis Probióticos Fuerza. Con óleo de márula.
Drops is falling on my head. Just like a guy sleeping too big for his bed. Nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head. They keep falling. So I just didn't need some talking to the sun. And I said I didn't like the way he got things done. Sleeping on the job. Those raindrops are falling on my head. They keep falling. But there's one thing I know. The blues they send to me won't defeat me. It won't be long till the happiness that's up to greet me. Raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Cry is not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me. It won't be long till the happiness is up to greet me. The raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me. Wait. You had an elementary school teacher turn down anime. You know probably why. If it was a girl, I'm gonna assume it's gonna be a guess. But probably like her boyfriend or something got caught like watching something like that. So she's like absolutely hatred of like anime, right? Because you know something like that happens. Like I've seen that happen so many times.
Convertirla en un proyecto real con GoDaddy. Cuando tu pasión se transforme.
It's silly. Like the silliest things will trigger people's like insecurities. When you're there, hands out of touch. And the guys I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Oh, so good. The time of my life. Blink twice. Bless your soul. You really think you're in control? Wow. remember is thinking, I wanna be like that. Ever since I was little, ever since I was little, I was like, like fun. There's no coincidence I've come, and I can die when I'm done. They find the art school. Well, I use all the stuff that I find at thrift shops mostly.
Crecimiento con Google Ads llega a clientes de gran valor en toda la red de Google.
I use a lot of things from thrift shops.
December 6, 2014. We're going to drive across LA and hit every wedding we possibly can. It's going to be awesome. And we're late. What you do it for you, Matt? Let's do it.
No way. You want a t-shirt? How about this? How about this? Brittany? If I send you a merch shirt, all I want is a shirt with a t-shirt, with a picture. Just send a picture of you like with it so that I can use it on my website. How about that? All right, so message me directly on Instagram, and then I'll like figure out a way to get you one of the t-shirts. Deal? Awesome. Oh, really? No, I'll figure something out. Just message me here again, and I'll contact you directly like that. All right. I think we are almost done with our sketching for today. It's about 1:30. I should be waiting for Mustache anytime soon. So I'm gonna let you guys go after we play my favorite song.
En Banco Azteca tu lana te mueve, porque cuando incrementas tu saldo desde 500 pesos y los mantienes bien...
Scotty doesn't know that Fiona and me do it in my van every Sunday. God thinks he's in church, but he doesn't go. Falls on her knees, and Scotty doesn't know. No, Scotty doesn't know. But don't tell Scotty, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know. Fiona says she's out shopping. He's under me and I'm not stopping. Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know. Don't doesn't know, don't tell Scotty, Scotty doesn't know. Can't believe he's so trusting. While I'm right behind you thrusting. Fiona's got him on the phone as he's trying not to moan. It's a three-way call and she knows nothing. No, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know. Don't tell Scotty, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know. Tell Scotty, we'll put on a show, we'll go. Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know. Fucking lot, why not? It's so cool when you're on top. Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know. Did it on his birthday. Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know. Scotty, Scotty doesn't know. I use an 8x, and this one's a 7x9. So this one's not an 8x8. This one's a 7x9. This one's at the Nick. So it's neither of those, but I like both of those the same. If you're gonna get Illos, I get the 8x8s, mostly because they're easier to carry around. So I would recommend the smaller one if you feel like getting something portable. So anyways, later Gators. I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm gonna go get my puppy. Hopefully he's doing good. And I'll see you guys next time.